Today we'll talk more about the spiritual realm and how can we improve our abilities to build our relationship with different types of spirits. My name is Lovie Graves and this is Whispering Witchcraft. The spiritual realm is layered and diverse, filled with different types of spirit, each carrying its own energy and purpose. But first, let's start with, what is a spirit? At its core, a spirit can be thought as an energy fused with consciousness, and it is not a straightforward concept, as various cultures and belief systems define spirits in different ways. In many traditions, spirits aren't just souls of people who have passed on. They can also be elemental forces, nature spirits, or even magical beings for realms beyond ours. People often see spirits as having some kind of awareness or consciousness, meaning they can make choices, interact with us, and show up in ways that we can actually perceive them. One of the first things to understand when working with spirits is the type of spirit you are engaging with. The way we interact with an ancestor will be very different from how you might approach a deity, an elemental being, or a spirit from the fae. Smaller or regular spirits like ancestors often feel more approachable and closer to the earth plane, making them easier to connect with. They may offer guidance in personal matters or help in specific areas of your life. On the other hand, larger, higher, or divine spirits like deities or archetypal beings tend to have a broader influence and might require more focused effort or ritual to reach. Understanding the spirit's nature and the size can help you to tailor your approach and build a relationship that is both respectful and effective. There are a few main types of spirit you might come across, and here I share with you how I see these classes and how I divide them. But feel free to feel differently and do it in a different way. So first, you have the human spirit, which are basically the souls of people who have passed on. These spirits are pretty common in ancestral work or when you're doing a mediumship work. Because they are closer to our earthly plane, it makes them feel a little bit more approachable. And then there are animal spirits. A lot of cultures believe the animals have their own spiritual essence, and these spirits often act as guides or protectors, reflecting the qualities of the animal they represent. You also got then the nature spirits, which are linked with the specific parts of nature, like trees, rivers, or mountains. Alongside these are the elemental spirits, which represent raw forces of earth, water, fire, and air. Which type has its own vibe and can appear in different forms. For witches and practitioners that usually work with the four directions in ritual, they are very used with connecting with this kind of spirits. Then we have the mystical beings, which go beyond human or nature spirits. These beings are often more powerful and represent a bigger cosmic forces, each with a unique role in the spiritual realms. Here you can fit, for example, dragons or angels or all the beings that doesn't fit human form or animal elemental form. And there is also a way that I classify these different types of spirit in my own practice. The first classification for me is the divine realm, which includes big cosmic players like deity, goddess, gods, enlightened beings, ascended masters, or even the universe itself. Then there is the high spirits, which are powerful beings, not quite in the divine level, but still pre-enlightened like certain guardian spirits, guides, or lesser deities. After that for me comes the regular spirit, which cover a mix of nature spirit, ancestors, ghosts, and spirits of living beings. So for me, each type of spirit will fit in a different category or a different class. And then this will help me to go forward and how I will build my relationship with each one of them. But before connecting with the spirits, it's important for us to develop our own psychic abilities. This will help you to recognize when a message or a feeling is from a spirit and when it's from your own thoughts or emotion. Many people struggle with this, and meditation is a powerful tool to develop this discernment. Regular meditation allows you to become familiar with your own mental landscape, making it easier to identify when external energies come at play. Another crucial aspect of spirit work is assessing your subconsciousness. Our conscious mind filters out a lot of what doesn't fit into our everyday reality. By learning to quiet the conscious mind through meditations or trance work, you can become more open to a spiritual experience. Everyone has psychic abilities to some degree, but they manifest differently in each person. Some people may sense a spirit through scent, like the smell of flowers or tobacco, while others might hear a voice, see images, or feel a presence. Pay attention to your dominant sense. If you often smell things that aren't physically there, focus on your meditations to enhance your olfactory sense. If you're visually inclined, you might start seeing orbs or shadows. Tools like scrying mirrors or crystal balls can help you to develop this further. Auditory types can experiment with sounds like binaural beats to sharpen abilities to hear messages from the spiritual realm. But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit more about building the relationships with the spirit. Your relationship with spirits can look in a lot of different ways. Some people like to build a friendship relationship, working with the spirit as they would with a close friend. There is mutual care, and the spirit may help you simply because they want to. Others prefer a more transactional approach, making an agreement where the spirit helps in exchange for something offered in return. Respect is the key here. Whether you're going for a friendship or more business-like deal, it's so important to respect the spirit's boundaries. Not every spirit is looking to be your buddy, and some might not even want to work with you at all. Honoring their autonomy is crucial to building a positive and balanced relationship. Offerings also play a big role in forming these connections. They can be like a foundational good gesture in a spiritual relationship. You can check out the episode specifically on offerings if you are interested in learning more about how they work and how to make them. So let's talk a little bit more about sacred space and setting boundaries. Creating a sacred space is essential for inviting spirits into your life. This could be a simple altar, a corner in your home, or even an outdoor space where you feel connected to the spiritual realm. This is like setting a meeting space. When you connect with the spirit, they know already where they can find you and where they can communicate with you. It's not only an easier spot to communicate, but also builds a natural boundary. In this space, you can invite spirits to communicate with you through signs, symbols, or messages. Over time, you will note a pattern in the ways the spirits communicate, such as recurring animals, numbers, dreams, or anything else. Here, always set clear boundaries. Let spirits know what is acceptable to you, such as no physical contact or not appearing in dreams without permissions. Boundaries ensure that your experience remains positive and aligned with your intentions. Working with the spirit is a deeply personal and involving practice. It requires patience, trust, and respect. As you grow in your journey, be open to learning and adapting. And in the end, looks very much like a relationship that you have with your human friends in everyday life. And this is what I mean when I say there's no one right way to work with spirits. There's only the way that feels true to you. Feel free to explore and discover different ways to do it, or different ways to divide these or to understand internally each and every aspect of the spiritual realm. Don't forget also that you can find a written version of this episode at liminalrights.da. And if you are watching this episode on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I wish you all the best and see you next time. I am Laurie Graves, and this was Whispering Witchcraft.